Hey everybody, it's Emma Lightning, and welcome to another PSA Trope review, where I read over a selection of PSAs and PIFs listed on a particular TV Tropes page, and then I give my thoughts on whether they belong on there or not. So do they? Let's find out. Today's trope is one of my favorites, actually. It is the bait and switch. And the bait and switch tactic is actually pretty common in PSAs and PIFs. I did a whole PSA React episode on it, because it's a pretty much guaranteed way to make an impression on the viewers. By catching them off guard and then smacking them in the face with reality. Of course, you do have to be careful when using this approach, because when done wrong, it can come off as tasteless and unnecessary. Looking at you, Nationwide.
I couldn't grow up because I died from an accident.
But when it's done right, it can end up producing some really heartwarming or really horrifying PSAs. And remember, this is a pretty random selection of PSAs because I didn't pick them. These were all listed on the TVTropes bait and switch page, like I said, link in the description. So if you're wondering why I missed this famous PSA or that famous PIF that uses the bait and switch tactic, it's because they weren't listed as examples on the page. And who knows, maybe I'll get around to amending that, actually.
Go for a mouthful, go for the fun. Go for candy.
So we're starting off slightly cheating because these two ads were actually listed on a sub-trope page called Commercial Switcheroo, but you know what, I think it still counts. Anyway, this first one's quite tame and fun as PSAs go, and it's also pretty ineffective. Crack.com, whose PSAs articles always provide some spot-on commentary, actually had this one on their 6 most counterproductive PSAs list, on the pretty obvious basis that this commercial just makes you want cake. And also, these kids seem to be in fairly good shape, so if they're trying to make the "we just care about health issues" argument, then they failed there. I don't know, I'm not going to say that this one is trying to fat shame or anything, because, I mean, the message is okay. It is important to promote a balanced lifestyle and a variety of foods.
Choose a variety of...
Oh god, never mind. This one, on the other hand, is not so sweet. It's pretty brutal, actually.
They're bundles of energy, but they need the right snacks to keep them going. That's why I give my kids Fruity Bars. They're full.
And sadly, it's also hilarious. I'm sorry, but you can't tell me this wouldn't look out of place in one of those bad infomercial compilations. Just put a black and white filter over it.
They're full.
Well, Melissa, if you didn't always walk around talking to a camera, maybe you could have avoided this little mishap. Fucking YouTubers, am I right?
What the hell's this? What's that? It's a dress. Look, I know it's a bloody dress. What the hell's it for?
Taking a somewhat darker turn now, this one leans a little bit more towards the tasteless side of things. I'd say it's probably on the border. In terms of the premise, this one is pretty comparable to the one with the husband and wife in bed, and you just hear the domestic violence in the apartment above them, and then the husband just rolls over and turns off the light. And that one's probably better because, I don't know, there's just something more subtle about it. It's not as over the top as this one, but hey, if you want to talk about over the top...
You fucking bitch!
Yeah, this one just falls in the middle. I feel like domestic violence PSAs are actually getting harder and harder to do right these days, and it's a really complex issue to address, because there's no, one singular way to portray it. And I'm not going to go into all that, that's a rant for another time. Maybe if I'm feeling brave enough, I'll do a video on why so few domestic abuse PSAs work. And speaking of uncomfortable topics, we've got this brilliant little horror from UNICEF. It's less of a mood whiplash and more of a slowly leading you into a gradual feeling of uneasiness. It starts off nice and innocent, and then as they plant the clues, it makes your stomach turn a little bit. As it progresses, it gets more and more clear that there's something terribly wrong, and I know it's acted, I know it's just a commercial, but the reveal shot just makes me shudder. I hate it. Which is the point, I suppose. I wish they'd give us a little more information afterwards, like where is this practice most common? How can we stop it? How can we recognize it? Rather than just share this video. But then again, you probably don't really need any more information, because if you're a decent person, this should enrage you. And there's not much else to say here. It's a very good PSA. And I think we need more like it, specifically to address grooming culture, which is a whole other diatribe that, once again, I'll spare you guys from. So I'm sure we all know that Australian road safety PSAs are no strangers to the bait and switch. Remember the dirt racer?
Having fun in the sun.
And the no accident TAC ad?
In this TAC commercial, you won't see an accident.
But for some reason, this is the one that they chose to list on the page, and I guess I can kind of see why. It really does look like a car commercial at first glance. I wouldn't have known it was a PSA at first, probably. You've got the music, and you've got the road being completely empty, except for this one guy, until of course it's not. I'd never seen this one before, I'd never heard of it, and to be honest, it's not very memorable. If I wasn't singling it out for this review and I just saw it in a compilation, it would just run together with all the other road safety ads. It's really typical PSA fare: the car crash, the bad effects, the distraught driver just standing there like a wet noodle. I feel like they could have done more with this one. I'm not saying they had to make a whole storyline or anything, but it just seems like a waste of a really good tactic. But maybe that's a little harsh. I don't know.
Welcome home, buddy.
You and me, we were made for love. A lifetime is not long enough to show you.
And rounding it all off with a feel-good PSA, because I think we all need that. This is a pretty recent one from Budweiser, of all people. And, God, maybe I'm sappy, but this one is just really good. I just love this one. And I'm sure a lot of people know it. It was pretty popular when it came out, since it's technically a commercial PSA hybrid. And those are pretty rare, and I always get excited when I see them, and I get even more excited when it's done well. Again, looking at you, Nationwide. And you know what? I'll say it right now, I'm not ashamed. I'm biased. I'm gonna love this one because it has a dog in it, and I am a dog lover, and so dogs get immediate bonus points. Or should I say, bonus points. Yeah. But besides that, it does the emotional whiplash not once, but twice, which is pretty impressive. I love having my emotions jerked around. And to top it all off, it's a drunk driving PSA where nobody gets hurt or dies. How many effective PSAs can you name that actually have a happy ending? Maybe I'll do a list on those if I can find enough of them. Yeah, anyway, this one's just a feel-good ad, and I think it's a perfect note to end this review on.
When you come on,
I'm back. I'm back.
to me.
Yeah, I'm back.
And that's pretty much all I could find on the Bait and Switch TVTropes page, actually. There were a couple other ones listed, but I couldn't find videos of them. So I'm sorry this list was a little shorter, but these reviews tend to be a little shorter. But as a little bonus for you guys, here is a list of some of my personal favorite Bait and Switch PSAs, and it'll be going down the screen right now. Yeah, so I would recommend checking any of those out if you haven't already. So thank you guys very much for watching. If you'd like me to do any more TV tropes reviews, please do let me know. It's getting harder to find ones that have like enough PSAs listed, so maybe the next one will be like just a general trope review. I don't know. If you guys have any ideas, let me know. And if you want to make that subscribe happy, then hit the subscribe button, turn on their notifications so you can see all of this, and yeah, I will see you guys next time. Bye.